Okay, if you guys clicked on the video, you'll see that I don't want to call it an interview. I interviewed my great aunt. She just turned 100 years old on Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve is her birthday, so she had no idea I was going to do that. That's the reason we came to Florida this week, was to celebrate her birthday. I'm ready for next year, 101. And but yeah, she had no idea, so I didn't really have it planned out. I knew I wanted to do something like that, just because why not? I want to get some advice from her. So, and like 10 years ago, we used to go to Florida when I was in school, and we'd go see her because she was like an hour or so away from us. But anyways, I used to play Mexican Train with her. That's why, and I brought it up in the video that you guys are about to watch. So, without further ado, I hope you guys liked the video. She has some pretty good advice. Like I said, she didn't really know I was going to ask her these questions right off the bat, so we didn't have anything planned out. I just asked her a few questions, and we trailed from there. So, but thank you guys for watching. Hope you like it. I just had a couple questions.
Oh, is that clever?
Yeah. I gotta find it here. Okay. So you're born in 1925.
Yeah.
You're 100 years old, young, and you're almost a teenager again.
Oh,
Have you thought about that?
No, I haven't.
Well, so I saw a lot of pictures, and one of my questions was like, how was the household when you grew up? You had a couple of different siblings with you.
Well, our entire household, are you talking?
Yeah.
Well, we were really very poor, and there was a depression on about that time. And my father, we lived in a little frame house. And my father decided that we would build a house over the white frame house we lived in.
Okay.
And it was made, the house he was going to build over that was made of field stone. Yeah. It was all stone.
Oh, the stone house that I saw pictures of?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
I didn't realize that was
it was built over the little white frame house.
Okay.
And so for years and years, we lived in mess.
He said that Steve was telling me that there was a lot of you guys living together during the war.
Yeah, well, after the war started, then by that time, my father had gotten a stonemason, and all the stonework then started in the building on the house.
Okay.
And he had people coming in and as kids, we all worked on that house. We mixed cement, and we did all that stuff. And I won't say that it was a particularly happy time for me, because I was younger than the rest of them, and I was a mean kid.
Really? No, you are mean.
No, I wasn't probably happy too much,
So at that time, did your parents have like jobs, or was that their full-time job?
My mother had a job at home. She was taking care of all of the kids and trying to feed them, and when the weather came in time to put in crops, my father was home. He wasn't doing his work during those hours, and all of the land next to where the stone house became, he would plow that and make that whole area up into food.
He farmed all that area.
And he did, with nothing but just old stuff, that he had at the time. And then my mother canned all that stuff, and that was what we ate in the winter time. So that was how we got along in those years.
Okay.
And of course, I was the youngest one at that time, and thank goodness there were no more.
Did you go to college or did you?
No, I didn't. I was going to go, but I took, at that time, anybody, including a 12-year-old girl like me, or even 10 years old, I could wash dishes at the Westminster Hotel or the Winona Hotel for 10 cents an hour.
So that was really your first real paying job then.
That and maybe babysitting with somebody, you
Okay.
know, or something like that.
What was your main job as you were growing up? What was your first real job?
Oh, my first real job.
I don't want to call it a real job, but your first or your on your own.
It's probably taking care of somebody. I had run into a lot of men who, for one reason or another, had nobody to help them. They had either a wife that had gone or was alien, and I would take care of the kids and take care of the kids and feed them and cook for them and that sort of thing.
Okay.
And those were nice kids, you know. So I knew.
Well, yeah,
them.
because you were raising them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And my family was big, so I knew how to handle it. And they were all really good. And those were early years. And then I was only getting jobs. I didn't get any jobs as a waitress as young, you know, like until the Westminster Hotel, you know, opened up, and we did do some that time. And then when I went into high school, I took machine shop, and just because I wanted to get out of high school early, I wanted to get out, and so I knew if I went in, and there was a what they call it, a trolley that ran from Winona Lake down by the lake. Down by the lake there was a trolley that ran to Warsaw up on tracks, and you could get on that. And I think it was like 10 cents or something to ride to town, and that would be what I'd ride to go to school in the morning before school started. And this man would go in early and give us this training. Not that it ever did me any good, you know, it just gave me points, you know, to get through your high school career.
Yeah.
And I think at that time I had a boyfriend that was much older than I, and I liked him. And I decided that I thought I'd like to get married to him. And so I decided that I wanted to hurry up and get out of school, you know. And of course, as it turns out, it didn't work out, you know, and then let's see, the next thing, I met this lady that worked at the Westminster Hotel, and she was a Christian lady, and she was the bookkeeper there, and her name was Esther Bloom. And I really liked her, and she liked me, and so she looked after me, and she decided I wanted to go to Florida for the time that I got out of school early, and then I was going to come back and go to college, and so she talked to my folks about it, that they gave me enough money to go to Florida with her, and that was a fun time. And then I came back, and did not, well, before I came back, I met somebody else. The place there at that time, it was full of military because there was a war starting.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I'm, you know, from a little town in Indiana, and I thought, man, all these men, that was the high continent. I liked all that. So I decided I would get married. And I came back home, and that was when I had Leslie, and I came back to Florida because the man I married was military, and so he was there in MacDill Field, I think it was, and that was when I think I lived in Connecticut when I had Leslie, and it was a military hospital.
Oh, okay.
And I had Leslie, and as it says in all this writing here, that a lot of it I had 5 days labor, I think, having her. And that was kind of difficult. And then he came back, and we ended up getting a divorce, of course, after a while. And so then what did I do? I can't remember what I did next. Oh, I know, I came back to Florida because I just liked Florida. And I got a job in a restaurant in Florida. And my family didn't think much about that. They didn't think that was very good to go to work in a restaurant, you know. But I did go to this restaurant, and I don't know how I ever got this job, but it was in the middle of an orange grove. And there was a restaurant that was owned by the restaurant. And I would go in at 11 o'clock in the morning, and I had Saya, the restaurant was laid out like this, and they had tables all along like that, and Claire and Grover, you know who they are. Okay. They came to visit. They were going to Fort Myers, but they came by here to visit me. And
Grover, is that Grover Jr.?
No, Grover Senior.
Oh, Senior, okay.
And Clara,
okay.
You know, my mother. And anyway, they came by, and about that time was busy time in the evening, and I was the only waitress on that evening.
Oh yeah.
And you know, at that time you have to think about tips were pretty good, even though money was not, it was scarce. And anyway, the way they thought about it later is that I was picking up money off of every table, you know, I was picking up my money. And I would go in the evenings and probably get $50 maybe even for a whole evening, you know, a whole night of working like that. And you had a lot of other jobs you had to do. You had to always clean up and everything. And so that was not, they thought it was big money. It was what I would have made for a week.
And they didn't realize that until they came and saw you at the restaurant.
Yeah. And I said, no, I don't think this is a permanent type job for me, but it was a ready, you know.
You were doing pretty good,
yeah. So I didn't do anything else then except to exactly go I have trouble finding my words sometimes.
I do too.
Yeah, I don't think so, but like I do, but I do really. I know what I want to say. I just can't say
Well,
it.
let me ask you this. This is the last thing I wanted to ask you. If you could start over all over again, what advice would you give your younger self? And you can think about that for a second.
Well, I'll tell you, the smartest thing I ever did was go to work for the government, which is what I did in the next phase.
Okay.
I got a job in Key West at the Naval Air Station, and I just happened to get a man supervisor that liked women, but he liked women that worked, and that he wanted me to run this part of it, and I did. And he and his wife lived close to me at that time, and so I worked. Yeah, and then I got married to somebody, and we moved to I forgot, New York someplace or someplace, I don't know where.
So that probably would have been around in the 50s or so?
Yeah, I guess. I don't even remember those times, But anyway, it was all very good. And I think that was the best thing, job-wise, I did ever.
How long did you work there for?
10 years.
10 years?
And then I sold real estate. Then I decided to go into real estate, and I was pretty well to do.
Was all that in Florida? Was all that in Florida that you did all that?
Yeah.
How long have you been in Florida? Like, I know you've had this house. How long have you had this house for?
25 years.
25 years.
And that was with
That was Ray?
Ray. And then Thomas J. was before that. And they both died, of course. And so they reached exactly 25 years, both of them. I was married to each one of them. So that is about the life of my life. And
A quick summary.
But I over time I have learned a lot, and I have learned to be self-independent and not to depend on anyone.
One of the best compliments.
If ever I would be in need of anything, I knew how to handle that. And so I realized you cannot depend on anybody but yourself until when you get old, like me, you do have to have some backup someplace, whether it be from your family or something else, but you need to plan to have it. You need that.
Well, no, there's a
Yeah. And even, you're going to work for it, because you know you are. You're not going. But didn't you, sometime when you were younger, didn't you draw some Social Security or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so you kept that money intact. Somebody to keep it for you, right?
He did. He did.
Okay.
Not anymore.
Oh, well, start it up and do it again, and keep it going.
I actually do. I have a investing app for my future. I put money in it every week.
That's a good thing. And those are things I did not do, but I thought even if I made $100, if I put 25 of it someplace, that's something.
For future reference.
Yeah. And I didn't do any of that. And I really should have. I mean, I'm just looking back now, but life would have been a lot easier.
A little bit easier, yeah.
Anywhere from 1 to 3 minutes each.
But fortunately, I have had husbands that were able to handle things, but I would not have to depend on anybody.
Did it all yourself.
Yeah, it would be easier, which I like better. You never know what's going to happen. I know, like, you know, I thought I was just as healthy as could be. And one day I thought, man, you know, I've been having a lot of indigestion lately. And I was playing bridge up in Sarasota, and I played with the same partner. And I said, for, months and months we played with the same partners.
This is Jack.
And I said to him,
It's in this
To
other book that's
my
Jack's
partner.
book.
I said, I need to go by the doctor's office on the way home. And so we
I think
did.
it is.
And
Yeah, but we thought it was
he
you.
said he was not a medical, he was a medical doctor,
Yeah,
but he was
there's
not a
picture
heart
of
doctor.
him of this
And he
in
said, I
Bill and
think that
Jack's book.
you
Or
need
maybe it was another
to
baby he took a picture
go
of
right
when they
now
had the
to the
studio,
emergency room.
but
He
of
said,
course-
I'll call ahead for you right now, but go right now. And so Leslie took me, I think. And so we went to the emergency room, and they got me all prepped
Yeah,
up
but
to have
that doesn't look like you, do you think?
heart surgery. And they got a helicopter
Oh my God.
and put me on the helicopter, and they had me ready to go into surgery. And the nurse was sitting beside me, holding my head, because the helicopter wasn't one of those you're sitting in the seat.
Oh,
You're-
yeah.
Did you
you
take
know.
it with you?
And so they took me on
We
the
don't have
floor
any
of
pictures
the
of you guys.
hospital,
You
and
little-
they
Do you?
took me out, wheeled me right into surgery, and did the surgery,
They
and
just
they
said,
did a
"Here, change your
bypass,
own diaper,
and-
we'll be
and,
back later."
got the stent in, and all within an hour or two.
Felt a lot better.
Oh, well, yeah.
But we don't
And
have a
then,
lot of pictures of you.
They
We
had
don't
me,
have any of you.
for about a month, and I went to therapy a lot of times. And finally, the doctor came in and talked to
Are
me
you
about
interested in
this
any of these?
situation. And I said, he told me that I had, if I'd waited, if I had not gotten in
Oh,
time.
you wouldn't have made it.
No. But he said, now that you are there, he said, oh, he told me what to eat and this and that. And he said, but he did say, I would think anything you want to eat and anything you want to do, you should be able to do, and just in moderation.
Oh, the red,
And,
white car, red.
So I knew that, so I did
Now,
that.
was that
And
girl-
everything
was
has
that
been fine
My
since.
car.
Oh my gosh.
So
63?
now I was married then, I mean Thomas J died,
Because
and
remember
then
I
I
bought
took
that
up with
white
Ray.
convertible from
And
your dad.
I said
And I
I'm
lived
never
in the
ever
stone
get
house.
married to anybody again.
Graduated.
When you're old, you
It
know,
was,
there was no reason to get married. We liked each other and we got along fine, and
it was,
we had no big problems ever. And he did what he wanted to do, and I did what I wanted to do, and life was easy.
no,
Yeah, I liked
no,
Ray.
it's over here.
I liked Ray.
Did
Yeah,
it?
yeah, I did. Cause the couple times I came here
Oh,
back then,
I didn't remember that you had met
we
him.
all played Mexican Train and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But I asked you about the baseball glove earlier because when we came here, I was probably around 12 or 13, and he offered his baseball glove to me. And I don't know why I didn't take it at the time, but
Well, I don't know either because it's gone because
think
when the
so?
hurricane hit,
oh yeah,
you know, that most terrible hurricane, I slept on that couch for 2 or 3 months.
Oh, really?
This house was so bad.
Was it really?
And,
Oh, I remember Dad told me about that. I guess
Yeah,
I
it was
didn't.
terrible. We found no place to go.
Was this after he passed or while he
No,
was?
that was before he passed.
Okay.
Because we both, he slept in that room back in the back, and I slept in here. And the tree came through my bed. I mean, it went right through my brass bed. And anyway, that we went through that, and we had fortunately, when we moved into this house, since we were not getting married, that I knew we weren't going to ever. I made the point of what we were going to pay for who was going to pay for what, you know. So it ended up that I got the great insurance. I took out high option on everything.
Oh, really?
Everything, yeah. And that was something that I always thought was the smartest thing I could have ever done. It was for me to do that. And I think now, today, as someone said to me, they aren't even offering that kind of insurance anymore. So once I'm
More
gone,
money for it, yeah.
yeah. Now it probably would not even be available. So, but that's how I've gotten by. And I don't do anything frivolously or spend anything that.
You don't spend beyond your means.
No, ever. For me. Now, I don't know how that is for most people, but I'm pretty cautious. But I haven't always been that way. So it really always depends on how life is treating you, I guess.
Well, thank you.
Well, yeah, I hope I get to see you kids
I
again.
hope so. We're ready for 101.
What are you going to do now? Are you still going to stay in the car business?
Been doing it for 3 years.
Huh.
That's the plan, but we got a couple houses that we're messing with too. That just small, cheap houses I found that were one that Dad already got done, and another one that we're still working on. We've got both on the market,
I
though.
did that some, but I was mostly new houses.
Okay.
That
You were selling them, you mean? You were the...
No, I had a friend, a man and his wife that came from up north, and he and I decided to build houses.
Okay.
I could get the permits myself, and he knew the building part of it real well. So we did build a couple of houses, but I like the fixing up the ones better.
Just transforming what's already there.
Yeah. But you never know whether that's the right thing to do, and in the area you're in, whether that's the right thing to do. Yeah.
Doing it the right way and make sure there's going to be enough money at the end of it to hopefully make some money on it.
And never cheat.
Definitely.
Never cheat anybody. I would not do anything bad in any kind of business. Yeah. But I hope the kids make a lot of good luck.
I do too.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's what I thought, and what life has been for me. And of course, the last few years have been very nice for me. Perfect, actually. Ever since I had that last little surgery. And I'll tell you, I went to the hospital to have that surgery. And when they got me in a room, it was a room that was like a fairy tale room.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was for one person in that room, and it wasn't any. The room was just like three tables maybe. It was room enough for me to crawl in the bed,
Okay.
and then for me to get out of the bed, and then to go to the bathroom. There had to be somebody help me.
Yeah.
And
Well, you know what?
on that bed was everything I could reach from my hands. I could everything, a telephone, everything, except going to the bathroom. I couldn't.
Yeah.
You know. But it was so comfortable, and I was right near the nurse's station, and they would answer me in just no time at all. It was really great. Got a lot of service.
What was that, like a couple of years ago, or that's been? You said it was recent. I think I remember Dad telling me something about that. That's probably. Or was it this past year, a year ago?
Maybe it's been now, maybe 2 years now. Yeah, because I've done everything they say to do, and I don't eat much, and I lost a lot of weight. I got down to 103.
Oh my gosh.
And I took a look at me one day in the shower, and I thought, this is not going to go, you know. I look like a cadaver. And so I told my doctor about it, and he said, yeah. And he said, what you should do is start drinking Boost, B-O-O-S-T.
Oh, the protein drinks?
Yeah. And he said, if you have to, and I said, but I don't feel like eating anything really. And he said, well, if you would drink one of those 3 times a day, and if that was all you could get down, you could survive.
Oh my gosh. Is that what you did?
No, I did better. I started eating.
Oh, okay.
So I weigh 130 now.
Oh, okay.
So I'm right where I should be. So I'm not concerned at all about that. And I'm very comfortable. So with, sleeping. I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and go out and get the newspaper.
Oh, you get up that early? What time do you go to bed?
When the thing is, I live alone here, so I do what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And Leslie checks on me every night. And, we pray when I go to bed. And if I need to call, I know she's there, and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
So
No.
just do good is all I know to tell you. You never know. So, listen, I've talked all afternoon to you.
You've been talking all day, haven't you?
Yeah.
A good birthday party.
Well, it was a good party, and I'm glad you came.
I am too.
Yeah, good for you. And where is that little boy?
Who knows? Oh, I see him. He's over there. He's watching a video on the phone. He does that. Next year, we got to play Mexican Train.
Okay. Well, I don't know about whether we have that, but if you want the Scrabble board, I've got that.
Okay.
And I'll give you the books that go with it.
Okay, to learn how to do it, you mean?
Yeah. But boy, you need to be sharp. Is your wife sharp?
Yeah, sure. I'll have Rebecca read it.
But you know what Scrabble is. Okay, well, this is an old Scrabble book, and I'll go get it right now, so we won't forget it. I'm gonna give it to you.
Put this
If
away.
I can even